What's going on, guys? Welcome to Rabbit's Used Cars. Let me tell you about my weekend, which Matt's already heard about my weekend, but you guys haven't. So, a few weeks back, I get a text message from my partner in crime, my buddy, my Vinwiki brethren, fellow Vinwiki alum, Travis Matthew Bell, Celebrity Machines. Of course, Travis Matthews, huge in the Cannonball C2C, whatever the hell it is this week, club, and has the Cannonball ambulance and had the General Lee, and of course makes all the cool license plates that I don't have one right here around me anyway, but envision a license plate in this area. Calls me up and he goes, "Hey man, I'm having a little get together at my house. And it's a big cookout. And he's really into Australian cars, and so he's into the all the Holdens and Commodores and all that stuff. And he goes, man, I just get a big bunch of guys. And we all meet up in my backyard. I'm like a cookout. And I'm like, oh, well, that sounds fun. He said, you want to come down? Well, my schedule's been a little crazy because of filming this and for the Netflix stuff. So I had to kind of be careful, and I said, I'll let you know as soon as I know. And we had a little break in the action. I said, hey, Travis, I think I can make it up. He said, awesome. He said, I'll book you a ticket. So, we hopped on the bird and off to Indianapolis. We went to Mr. Travis Bell's house, and he picks me up at the airport, and he tells all about this cookout and all this stuff. And I didn't realize how big this thing was. And I know the popularity of the G8s and the Holdens and the, all that stuff, and the Caprices, the new style Caprices and GTOs and whatnot. I mean, I know they're popular, but I did not realize that they come out in force like this. He owns 200 cars in his backyard. And keep in mind, Travis Bell, this story's got so many layers to it, but I'll try to tell you the background so you can keep up. Travis has the ultimate guy's house. Got a nice home, beautiful home, decorated nice and all that, but his backyard, he doesn't have one garage. He has two big garages in his backyard. Because you got to think, he lives like in a neighborhood, and you go down the street, but he owns all this property back behind his place. And he was telling me about that, but I was trying to envision it in my head and really couldn't imagine what it's like till I got there and saw this. I want to tell you something. This is a car guy's place. Like I said, two big garages in his backyard, but you go down this drive and goes around his house, and it runs into literally a quarter-mile go-kart track that goes around the perimeter of his property. It gets better. And I've been in a lot of houses in my life. I mean, I've hung out with old Ed Buller in his house several times, and I've been some pretty snazzy places. Hell, I've lived in some pretty snazzy places, especially for old boy that came out single wide. But I want to tell you something, man. All these nice houses I've been in, I have never seen this one thing there. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a little peanut butter and jelly over it. He has a burnout pad in his backyard. He has a concrete 50-foot section, perfectly smooth, like garage floor, slick, smooth concrete pad, just for doing burnouts. Right there, right in the heart's where that got me. And keep in mind, we've got all these LS-powered hot rods, CTSV Cadillacs. I don't think they're Australian, but they were there. I was already told that. We let them in. The GTOs, the G8s, the Caprices, the Holdens, the Commodore El Camino trucks, everything. And they all like to do long, smoky burnouts. And that was pretty much an all-day thing during the show. I mean, this guy has a burnout pit in his backyard. I mean, if you want to attract a car guy, put a burnout pit in your backyard. And his neighbors are cool with it, which is the craziest part. Well, the neighbors on one side aren't, but that's a story for another time. I'll let him tell you that part. But all his other neighbors are coming out. I mean, they're just cool. He's got a bounce house in his backyard. Okay, How many people have been picked up from the airport by a man in an orange Dodge pickup truck with a bounce house in the damn back? Waiting. I'm the only one, I believe. Well, anyway, I mean, Travis went all out. I mean, of course, he had the boombox set up, playing the tunes, and here I am, just kind of being me, just walking around and whatnot, and talking to everybody. Got to meet some great people and see some really cool cars in the process. But the cool thing was, we actually gave, well, I say we, like I got a rat in my pocket. I watched Travis give away a Pontiac G8 that literally he donated all the proceeds to the Mac Miller Foundation, which is to help people with drugs and things like that. You know, I mean, this car raised super money. And I mean, it's an awesome story. The guy that got the car, his daughter needed a car. And I mean, it just worked out perfect. You know, gave away this cool car. The weather was a little crappy. It started raining, didn't slow the burnouts down any. That was still pretty fun. And we didn't have to worry about using the water hose and the burnout box. Mother Nature took care of that for us. But I'm going to tell you something. And this is the thing, like, could you imagine a burnout pit at Mustang Week? Oh, Lord. Hundreds killed. It would be horrible. It'd be all over the news. These guys class act. Not even a close call. Just long, smoky burnouts. Nobody got ran over. And it's funny when you go out of town, because everybody has their own idea of, like, I'll put you up somewhere. And I'm not hard to place, bud. You know, give me a cotton shower, I'm happy. You know, but you know, and Travis, I had a feeling that I had it coming, and I was just ready for something, you know, to be off, because I kind of made a boo-boo in Pigeon Forge when he came and stayed with me. So I rented a house for everyone in Pigeon Forge when we had the after party. And Matt's over here laughing. I got so excited that I found this house on Airbnb, and it was perfect, it was close and all that. And I looked to see how many people it slept, which it did technically. The only catch is it's got bunk beds in it. So Kobe and Travis were on bunk beds. And Travis proceeded to tell me the next morning that, you know, the last time I slept on a bunk bed, I was incarcerated. And I said, well, at least you're used to it. You know, it's not a shock to you. And we were laughing about that. And keep in mind, Travis is, you know, kind of a tall guy like me. And these are like children's bunk beds. And yeah, that's probably the most comfortable thing in the world. Oh, Travis, he says, you know what? I'm not going to hold a grudge. Put me up, JW Marriott, downtown Indy. Gorgeous city view looking right over Lucas Oil Stadium. And I mean, just wonderful digs. I mean, like in the heart of the city. And, you know, we all went out Friday night, and I'll leave that there. We went out Friday night, and because it's going to get really crazy after that. That's definitely a story for another time, and not on camera. But we went out Friday night, like I said, got up Saturday, and Travis knows how to rock a show. You know, most car shows start at 7:30 in the morning, not Travis. Travis starts about 1-ish. I like that, 1-ish, and it rocked on about 10 o'clock that night. But like I said, the show itself, I've been to a lot of car shows. And I mean, every genre of car you can think of. Mini truck shows, hot rod shows, rat rod shows, truck shows, anything you can think of. Mustang shows, Camaro shows. I've been to them all. I've been Corvette shows. I've been to them all. I've hosted the majority of them in my life. Hands down, the best crowd I've ever been around in my life at a car show. Not one person complaining about, when's judging? Where's the trophies? Wasn't worried about, it's raining. Do I need to have my hood up so I can get judged? Nope. It's too loud, or it's too smoky, or I can't hear the announcements, or when's lunch being served? Not a complaint in the building. If there was one, I never heard it. Everybody just laughing, bullshitting, cutting up, doing burnouts, and having a good time. And I'm going to tell you something. I have teamed up with a lot of guys on the mic. You know, we did the raffles and all the announcements, and then the car giveaway. You know, me and Travis going back and forth. And I've teamed up with a lot of guys on the mic. You know, I got a little street cred behind a microphone. You got to think about radio and events and things like that. But when you work with a real nightclub DJ, I'm over here taking this honey over gravel, pushing it to the next level just to keep up with this guy. You know, Travis just Mr. Cool. And I mean, I loved it. We had an absolute blast. And I'm going to tell you something. I kind of liking him. I kind of came in, came out like, never know. You might even see me in one of them old kangaroo cars. Guys, we'll catch you next time at Rabbit's Used Cars. What did you do this weekend? What did you do, Matt, the camera guy, this weekend?
Relaxed. You were out of town, so when you're out of town and I'm not with you, I'm normally asleep.
That's good.
So I recharged my rabbit batteries and now I'm ready to roll.
I love it. I love it. He has 2 big garages in his backyard. He also has, probably should call the cops on that one.
Yeah.
90% sure that was a gunshot. Anyway, moving on. Classic car shows, donk shows, truck shows, anything you can think of.